Hello, my little cutie cues! Welcome to another Queer Review, my weekly videos where we talk about the episodes of Rupaul's Drag Race Season 11, long after they aired, so spoilers are not a problem. Last week we have lost a sister Soju, the queen with a cyst.
On the runway, Soju starts to talk about how she has a cyst on her taint.
This is the weirdest catchphrase to be known for, but absolutely the funniest.
There's just some things you don't do. You never say sis when Mama Rue's in your presence. Girl!
At least something unexpected in a season that looks like literally something we have already seen. Pay attention to their behavior. They know what to expect and they already know how to behave accordingly. And basically we know too. I can already predict the editing that each queen is going to receive by the others, because now it's evident that they decide who they want to make look good, bad, or whatever they feel like. I feel like I've been lied to by mom and dad, and now I found out that Santa does not exist. Like drumstick. It's so sad. But before we talk about what my crystal balls have predicted, let's dive into this episode. We have a photobombing mini challenge where the queens, dressed up like ugly versions of The Scream by Moonk, will photoshop themselves into pictures of famous actors and singers. The result is always funny, always about making disgusting faces, but not too much campy. They stay in the safe zone just looking busted. The only ones that stood out a little bit for me were Evie, who really committed to the part of Britney Spears without her morning frappuccino, Brooklyn, who subtly gave a message to the world.
Impressive how you can keep your legs up like that for so long.
I've had lots of practice.
And Silky, that decided to show us that she was born this way. Brooklyn and Silky end up winning the mini challenge, and they have the power to choose their teams for the maxi challenge of this week. We're gonna see them acting in two movie parodies, Why Gotta Be Black Panther and Good God Girl, Get Out! Both movies are about black people empowerment, which is intriguing considering that most members of this season's cast are not just white. Unfortunately though, they just fall into cheap stereotypes, and I honestly don't see why they should go there in the first place. Plus, they're boring again! They surely have been written by the same people that in All Stars 4 wrote the scene for Sex and the Where is Manila Luzon in the city. But this is what we have, so okay, let's do this. It's a small consolation, but at least we have some dramas in the making this week, and I bet they're probably gonna last for a couple of episodes. The first one is Scarlett, envious of the world. First, she was mad that she didn't win because she feels perfect, beautiful, she looks like Linda, not Evangelista.
A lot of the girls said that my dress was something that they would actually wear.
I'm looking at it now and I see tons of holes.
Don't forget, I judged their meh last week. I didn't actually see the holes, but I was feeling them from the screen of my computer. So of course, after that, she's mad at Brooklyn for winning.
Brooklyn won, so of course she's feeling her oats the hardest of everyone, and to discount anyone is a huge mistake.
There you go. Now she feels like the girl that has to prove to the world that she's the best of the best, and don't underestimate her because she's the best of the super best. Now, when Brooklyn and Silky are choosing the teams, she is picked up last. And apparently, in the drag world of Rupaul's Drag Race, being picked up last is the supreme insult to someone.
Miss Scarlett is looking pressed like a panini, bitch. She is pissed off.
Which is a legit feeling. I mean, you're considered not worthy, like nobody wants to work with you, and there's probably a reason for that. But get over it, girl. Okay, you got picked up last, so what? Show them wrong by doing great in the challenge.
I should not be the last pick, especially on an acting challenge. I am Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. Big mistake. Huge.
Okay, that was not exactly what I had in mind, but okay, show us what you got, girl. Then we move on into the Silky Bitter Ganache drama. Last week, Silky was way too euphoric and pissed almost everyone off. So I'm not surprised that now they throw her under the double-decked bus when Rupaul asked them,
Who on the other team is problematic?
and Miss Ariel accidentally replies way too quickly,
I think their team captain is a little problematic.
I really can't stand her. She's behaving like the bitchy blonde cheerleader in every damn teen movie, where everybody sees her like an angel when she's actually a basic bitch. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm getting from her right now. Anyway, she's not the only one who says that. All the others agree with her. They say that Silky is obnoxious and tries to steal the camera from the others. And it's so funny to watch because the more they complain about this, the more attention and screen time Silky gets. Good job! Nailed it! And Mother Rue is screaming in her tucking panties. She loves stirring the pot. I think she doesn't want a season 9 revival. Do you remember that we love each other, we're a family sensation that was fake as Ariel's face? Well, I think that RuPaul's a bit tired of that and she channels her inner Gia Gunn, runs to Silky and tells her everything.
Well, they're saying that you dominate all the conversations and they can't get a word in edgewise. and you suck the air out of the room.
Silky at first gives a sassy answer,
I'm sorry that I was given a bit straw to suck.
but eventually this thing messes her up and she gets stuck in her head.
You're the team leader. If you fall apart, we're all lost as hell.
This leads us to a third drama, the oddly Raja moment. After this conversation with Rupaul, Silky asks the others who said that, and the only one who answers is Ariel. Of course it's Ariel. She wouldn't miss any opportunity to be on camera, but she's actually the only one of the group who admits her feelings towards Silky.
You know, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed because I'm the only one that admitted it, but okay, let me be the villain.
Okay, there's no need to play the victim card now, Quitch. You would love to have the villain added, wouldn't you, babe?
Thank you for speaking up, Ariel. The rest of y'all need to step your pussies up.
Meow. Evie jumps into the conversation to defend their team captain and clocks the others for throwing the stone and then hiding the hand. Does that expression even exist in English? No one has anything to reply to that. Guilty much? No one except for Raja O'Hara, that as of this moment we literally have no clue of who she is.
Wait. I'm not liking that energy at all.
She doesn't like the energy, no ma'am. She's claiming that Evie talks without knowing the facts. But the fact is that all of them spent the entire first episode complaining about Silky and talking behind their back, and Evie knows that very well. And that's where the drama starts.
I am shook that Evie has come for me.
Bad Evie, don't come for her, KK?
She messed with the absolute wrong bitch. The bitch in the room that you don't mess with and don't fuck with is me.
See, you don't mess with her. She's so convincing and terrifying when she says that I wanna believe her. Absolutely.
Not only does she attack me, she attacks my makeup.
Yes, honey, you're a drag queen on Drag Race. Everyone will always come for your makeup.
An ugly girl can never come for a pretty girl.
You think? Season 5 says otherwise. How about you worry less about your makeup and more about showing some personality and some talent? Because you know what? You didn't stood out in this challenge. Well, no one actually did. It was too boring to watch. The only two giggly moments I had were in the rehearsal. First with Plastique playing the Vietnamese warrior that is borderline stereotype but works perfectly.
Now give me the charisma numb or feel my
The second one is Miss Benji trying to be a man that tries to be a drag queen without knowing what she's talking about.
Baby, I'm looking at this script like it's the Da Vinci Code or some shit. I don't even know what is on this paper.
Please give Miss Benji a show where they ask her to do things she doesn't understand.
I can try dorky. Let's do dorky.
action.
Hello. Hi, Christine.
It is one of the funniest moments I've ever seen.
And action.
Hello, Christine. What the fuck?
Now let's see the whole thing and try to give her some votes here. Why gotta be Black Panther? The heart-wrenching story of a dumb girl who smokes a joint and ends up shoe shopping. It's bad, like, oh my god, what the hell did I just watch bad? Brooklyn has some sort of facial paralysis because she has just one expression. Ariel is boring even in a real-life role of shop assistant. Raja, she talks to the ceiling like cats. Plastique is quite enjoyable, and together with Sugar they give us some sort of good performance. Good god, girl, get out! The story of a white chick kidnapped by a crazy black family, but it's not racist because the black drag queens chose the roles themselves. I really don't know what Kahana and Mercedes were thinking, but at this point I'm not even interested. Like, I'm not interested in the monologue badly performed by Silky that should have some sort of deep message. I was slightly amused by Akira and her parody of a black girl, but I was surprised by Scarlett, who was honestly very good, and entertained by Evie because she was odd and good as an actress too. Brooklyn as Pisces. Don't throw the plastic into the sea. Eleganza. Plastique as Aries. Those boots from the challenge are distracting me from her beauty. Raja as Capricorn. Poodle cat monster with hooves realness. Nina as Leo. She's funny, she cannot be pretty too. Honey as Leo. Wait, was she in this episode too? Suga as Scorpio. Or at least she believes that this is Scorpio. Ariel as Aries. The horny cousin of the chocolate milk cow. Silky as Capricorn. I don't even have words for this. Evie as Leo. Tech Creature is a really fun and scary point of view on this team. Benji as Libra. I love her.
I gotta balance these fucking red roses on my head. I hot glue that bitch.
Akira as Pisces. In the words of Aquaria, what kind of fish is that? Mercedes as Sagittarius. The only thing I can say is, why the fake arrow? Kahana as Aries. Seriously, do you really want me to read this poor girl? Scarlett as Pisces. This is how you win this runway, Quitches. In the end, Scarlett and Evie win this thing, and I'm quite pleased with this choice. Although I would have voted for Plastique too. She was really funny and did a nice runway. In the bottom, of course, we have Kahana and Mercedes, because they were both the WTF moment of this whole thing. And of course Mercedes starts crying and telling us the story of her stroke that almost paralyzed half of her body. Really, Queen? I mean, don't get me wrong, a recovery from a stroke is a legitimate concern, and I'm glad that she's doing great. It's certainly more valid than Kahana's "it's hard to be Coco's daughter" excuse from last week. It's just that I miss those times when the girls were just standing there with the drags and not with a complete medical history. I miss the time when things like Roxy Andrews' story of being abandoned by her mother at the bus stop were the exception and not the rule. And by the way, Roxy brought up the story only after delivering the most iconic lip sync of Drag Race history. In the lip sync between Kahana and Mercedes, there's nothing even remotely iconic. Yes, they do split and kicks and flicks, but at the end of the day, it's Work Bitch by Britney Spears and they are not working it. So Kahana, who was the worst of the two, gets the chop and goes back home to learn how to be herself before being her drag mother's weak copycat. I must say, I'm already bored. I really do hope that this season turns out to be like season 9, that started a bit slow and ended up quite good. We have a lot of weak filler girls like Mercedes, Honey, Akiria, and we have to get rid of them before we can see some potential talent from Evie, Scarlett, Brooklyn. Ariel is desperately trying to get the villain edit like Fifi O'Hara, and I really hope you get the whole thing that Fifi got. Silky, I think she'll end up with the one who showed the most growth edit, and Plastique might be the curtain act of this season, the high fashion fishy queen who will get near the crown but will never win it. Fan favorite is obviously Vanjie and I'm definitely okay with it. Nina right now is completely missing. We've been told that she's good, but I still have to see that. We just have to see what's gonna happen next. But what about you? What do you think of this new queen so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and no spoilers please. Don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time here and see you next week. Bye, Z's!